just sitting in a comfortable seated position, so we can take easy cross, half lotus, full lotus, whatever you prefer, just so you can be comfortable and sit upright with a straight spine. Just resting the hands on the knees and closing the eyes. So sealing the lips and just starting to connect to the breath. Maybe counting your inhale and exhale. So trying to make them the same duration. Trying to slow the breath down. So if you're inhaling for a count of about 4 or 5, trying to exhale for that same amount of counts. Just listening to the sound of your breath, using your own breath as a meditation. And then just nodding the chin, flickering the eyes open. Trying to keep this steady, equal breathing as we inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale, taking the arms down. Turning the palms up, inhaling. Exhale, taking the hands down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. One more time like this, inhaling. Exhaling. Now inhaling up. And exhaling, just cactusing the arms, squeezing the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, taking those arms up. Exhale, cactus the arms, squeezing the shoulder blades. Inhaling. Exhaling. One more time, inhaling. And exhaling. And then just taking those arms back down to your sides. So just switching the cross of the legs. So we do our least favourite side as well. So just trying to get both sitting bones down equally. Inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale to cactus those arms. This time squeezing those elbows together. And then taking the arms behind and back around. Inhaling again, coming up. Exhaling to cactus. Inhaling together. Exhaling down. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. One more time, inhaling up. And then just resting the hands here on the knees. Just taking a breath here. So uncrossing the legs. And we're just going to take one leg out in front with the shin parallel with the front of the mat, and then the other leg behind, and we flex both the feet. And then just imagining where your navel is. So taking your navel to the inside of this thigh, trying to line it up with the centre of the thigh, so it's a slight rotation over that leg. Inhaling here, so lengthen and lift through that spine. And as we exhale, folding forward, but trying to keep that long spine. And then just coming down, resting the forehead on the backs of the hands, creating a cushion with the hands, so you can rest the head down. And just breathing here, just letting the body soften and relax, melting into the floor. And now trying to imagine where that navel is, and without moving the hands or the head, just drawing that navel more towards the top of the thigh now. So it's a slight twist in the abdominals, but not actually moving the upper body. As we inhale, we press into the hands to come back up, coming straight back over that leg, keeping the spine in line before we twist back to the centre. So switching sides, so taking the left leg in front, the right foot is behind, flexing both the feet, and then taking the navel to the centre of this leg, inhaling here with a straight spine, lifting and lengthening. Exhaling, keeping that straight spine as you fold forward, creating a cushion for the forehead and resting the head down. noticing your body in this pose, noticing if you feel tight in the hips, or noticing where there's any areas of tension, and just trying to let them soften and relax. And now just engaging the abdominals a bit more and trying to draw that navel round more onto the top of the thigh. So drawing it more around to the left side. Inhale, pressing into those hands to come up directly over that leg, and then exhaling, coming back to centre. So just coming into an all-fours position, so tabletop. So making sure that the wrists are stacked underneath those shoulders and the knees are stacked under the hips and about hip distance apart. And then we're just going to extend the right leg out, pressing that heel away. So still engaging this navel lock, drawing the navel up towards the spine, and just pressing that heel away, and then switching sides. So pressing the left foot, pressing that heel away. Try to keep gazing down in between the hands so the neck stays in line with the spine. And sliding that knee back under the hip. Inhale, taking the gaze up. Exhale, rounding through the spine, tucking the chin in, lifting up into cat pose. Inhaling, looking up into cow. Exhaling to round through that spine. Inhale, looking up. Exhale to round. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, just coming back to a neutral spine. So extending that right leg out long again, and lifting it up this time to about hip height, so no higher. And then just sweeping it across the other leg, tapping the toes on the floor behind. And then push your hip to the right side as you take the gaze to that left foot, so gazing at those toes that are tucked under. And just breathing here, so noticing the breath now is more in the right side of the rib cage. Feeling the breath moving through the body. And if the stretch starts to ease off, just try pushing the hips a little bit more to the right. Inhale, lift that foot back up, and then take the knee down, back in line with the hip. So going on the other side, extending that left leg out long, lifting up to hip height, taking it across the other leg, toes tuck, and tap down on the floor. Pushing the hip to the left, taking the gaze to those toes at the right. Breathing here. Noticing that breath more on the left side of the rib cage now. Lifting that leg up and taking the knee back under the hip. And then taking the knees about mat distance apart and the big toes to touch. And threading the hands so the back of the hands come onto the mat, threading through the legs. And taking that left ear to the floor. Just sinking the hips, letting them just sink back towards those heels. And just resting here, feeling the stretch in the neck. Just trying to let the body melt into the floor will support you, so no need to hold any tension or tightness here. And then just picking that head up and taking it to the other side, so the right ear comes down onto the mat. Stretching out the other side of the neck, just letting everything relax. And then picking up the head so we can gaze down at the centre of the mat so the neck is in line with the spine, and starting to curl up, sliding the hands back through until we come into our kneeling position, and then just rolling those shoulders back. So drawing the knees together, taking the hands in front, tucking the toes so we can press ourselves up, taking those heels down and walking the hands back towards the feet. So bending the knees as much as you need to, just to hang here in a forward fold. Aiming more at getting the belly onto the tops of the thighs more than straightening the legs. And taking hold of the elbows, just hanging here in ragdoll. And then just releasing those elbows and starting to curl up, rolling up through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Coming all the way up to our standing position. Bringing the head up last so we don't go dizzy, and rolling those shoulders back. So just taking the feet together and inhale, sweeping the arms up. So interlacing the fingers and just keeping the index fingers pointing up. Inhaling here to lift and lengthen. Exhale, coming over to one side. Coming into your side bend. And just noticing what's happening in the feet. So you've probably taken the weight more over onto one side. So try to press both feet down equally. Inhaling back up to the top. And exhaling over to the other side. Again, trying to press both feet down equally into the mat. Inhale, coming up to the top, and exhale, releasing the hands down as we step the feet about hip distance apart, and taking the hands to a prayer position, thumbs resting on the chest, sinking down now into our squat position, so taking the elbows to the inside of the legs, and just shining that chest forward, so not dumping down into the lower back and the shoulders, so lifting, shining that chest forward, feeling the breath. And then releasing those hands, taking them forward on the mat, and then just bringing the feet together, but lifting the heels, so touching the heels together here. And then just starting to creep the hands forward, rounding the spine, dropping the head, and just breathing here. Walking those hands back, taking the knees together, kneeling on the mat, bringing the hands together to prayer. Inhaling all the way to the top, exhaling, namaste.